computer, and away we go. All right, guys. Well, welcome to tonight's Zoom call, and it's the Wednesday before Trevor and Linda come over, and for some of us, we've just last week we went and caught up with Paul and Suzanne, Trevor's upline. And that was pretty interesting, and they had a lot of good stuff to share with us. So what I want to do is I want to dig out, I tried to do this before, but hang on a second. I want to dig out a presentation that Paul and Suzanne used, and I only want to use one slide of it, really. And this is really important for us to understand this one slide. Once we get our head around this, as soon as the darn thing loads up, it's really, really amazing what it is we actually have in our hands as far as opportunities concerned. And so what I'll do is I'll just share the screen and I'll bring this up. So bear with me just for a second. And I'll bring that up to there. All righty. Now, what we've got to look at is what sort of opportunity is it that we actually have in our hands. We've paid our $25. We've joined this company called Isagenix, and they've got a range of products. And we've got to understand that we get paid for marketing the products, for sharing the concept, for getting the message out, telling the story, right? Now, if we look at part of our market is weight loss. Globally, the weight loss industry is a $15.9 billion annual turnover just in weight loss around the world. Now, and you're going to say, well, already, obviously, a lot of people are already buying those products. Why would they buy Isagenix? Well, because we've got the Rolls Royce of products for weight loss. It's just that simple, right? Now, when I was a young fella, my dad had pubs, and he told me, don't ever buy a pub in a one-pub town because you've got no more opportunity. Don't ever buy a pub in a two-pub town because then it becomes he said, she said sort of program, and, you know, it'll just be this ebb and flow, but you've only got, you won't make any money. He said, you need to buy a pub in at least a 3 to 5 pub town and then beat all the other publicans at their game. Well, we're in a $15.9 billion weight loss industry, and we're only playing a small part in that industry in total. Now, I just want to get my little pointer here, so bear with me for a second. Right, so here's our weight loss industry, $15.9 billion industry. Now, if we were just in weight loss, that is 15.9, nearly 16, well, it's 15 times bigger than what Isagenix is as a whole at the moment. So there's still an enormous amount of scope there, just if that's all we had. But then there's the energy and performance, and we're going to put these together. Right? Energy and performance industries. Now that's 121 billion plus 31, which is $152.2 billion industry. That's our marketplace. That's our marketplace just in energy and performance. That's for athletes. That's for all sorts of people who drink Red Bull and Mother, people who go to the gym and work out and want to build muscle and get fitter and healthier. That's for all athletes. That's for all of the people in the world that want to have greater energy and better performance. That is a $152 billion industry. That's 151 times bigger than Isagenix is entire business. And then healthy aging. You know, all our young baby boomers, right? That's a $90.7 billion industry. Now, we're going to call that 16. We're going to call that 90. So that's, what's that? That's $116 billion just in the weight loss and the healthy aging, right? So it's 100 and, oh no, sorry, it's 100 and, what did I say, 115? It's not 115, it's 105, 205, 255, $255 billion is our marketplace, roughly. Isagenix are turning over about $1 billion a year. One. And our total market potential is $250 billion a year. We have an enormous opportunity. It is huge. And wealth creation, there's approximately, what's it saying there? I can't see my little thing here. Approximately 700,000 Australian and New Zealanders earn additional income through direct selling. 700,000 throughout Australia and New Zealand. We know that there's about 60,000 of those in Australia in Isagenix. Right? So what I'm saying is there's only 60,000 of us here. Within the whole Australia-New Zealand concept, there's 700,000 people. Now, sometimes you're going to bump into people and they say, oh, that doesn't work. Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. Well, there's 700,000 people doing that, right? There's 700,000 people doing direct selling, right? 700, oh, it's 258. Who's that? John. Thanks, John. 258.8 billion, right? $258 billion. That's 257 times where we are. We could become 250 times bigger than where we are just with what we've got there. That's enormous. That is absolutely ginormous. All right, so let me get out of that. Stop doing that. Stop share. And so our potential market is absolutely staggering. It is absolutely limitless for what you and I can achieve. The possibilities are just huge when you just try and get your head around it. But we've got to go about it in a conscious, deliberate, structured action. Right? Now, you know, the story is there was an old man walked down the park and all the pigeons were there. And they were all hungry. And the old man had a bag of biscuits. And so he was giving the pigeons some biscuits, feeding them some crumbs of biscuits. And the more he fed them, the more came and the more came, and he could see they were all hungry. They all needed what he had. So away he went. And he bought some more, and he bought bird seed. And he comes trundling back into the park. Pigeons, pigeons, look what I got, look what I got. And he's throwing his arms around and throwing seeds everywhere. And all the birds flew away. And he thought, that makes no sense. Right? They need what he had. Why did they fly away? Well, because he didn't go about it the right way. If he'd have just walked back into the park, sat quietly on the bench and put the seeds out, put the crumbs out, and just spread them around quietly, just in an orderly manner, he could have fed all the birds. And that's you and I. We can't go running around going, oh, look, I'm in Isagenix, we can do this, and we've got all this, and you can make money. And you'll scare them off. People will run away. Now, they need the health, they need the money, but they get scared off. And this is why we use a curiosity approach in a lot of cases. You see, what we want to do is plant a couple of seeds. And that's, I got onto a way where I can be fitter and healthier and make some extra money. And, this is a bit of a shot in the dark, but Harry, you wouldn't know anybody who wants to get fit and healthy for the long run and make a few dollars, do you? Right? Curiosity approach. It's not directed at Harry. We're asking Harry if he knows anybody like that. Now, if Harry goes, and we had this last week up in Mildura at Redcliffs, one of the guys used that approach to a bloke there at the club, and the guy goes, no, wouldn't know anybody like that at all, no. And the guy said, well, it's really good. And no. And I said, all right, not a drama. Mate, you have a good night, catch you later. And I grabbed the guy sort of gently and we walked off. And he said, but I was trying to contact him. I said, no. You were trying to convince him. And I said, he'd already told you that he didn't know anybody like that was ambitious, wanted to make money or get healthy. And I know you're looking at him thinking, well, it's him. He needs it. But a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. Right? So we use a curiosity approach. And that could be any number of ways of doing it. There's not just the one way. It's like I contacted a guy today. I was out getting some welding done and went out to pick it up, and this other guy was there. We got chatting, and anyway, I can't remember him, but he said he remembered me from years ago, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, look, I haven't got much time right now. I'm pretty busy, but look, if you're interested in picking up a few extra dollars, I'm happy to get back to you next week. Oh, yeah. Here's my phone number. Right? Now, I could contact him tomorrow. But I want him to have time to go, geez, I wonder what Tim's doing. I wonder what this is all about. You see, we want people's minds opened up. That's why we use the curiosity approach, so as that we don't hit them with all the, okay, here I am, I'm in Isagenix, and I want you to come and get in here with me. That doesn't work. Right? Now, we know the stuff's good. We know the money's good, all the rest of the stuff. They don't know that. So what we want to do by using the curiosity approach is we want to plant a seed in their mind and open that up so as that they're thinking or wondering what he's doing. I wonder what it could be. There's an old saying that says brains and parachutes work about the same. Real good when they open up. Right? So we want to get people's minds open and then show them how it works, show them what it is. Okay? And so we use a curiosity approach. Now, one of the things that we need to also understand is how good our products are. Now, what I've got here is a box of Men's Complete Essentials. And if we open that up and we pull this little packet out, right, you've all seen these, or most of you have. And these are, you can have men's and women's essentials. And what these do is in here you've got your Isagenesis, your product B, the Ageless Actives, the Men's Complete Vitamins, and the Triple Omega oils, right? And they come in a AM and a PM thing. So you just tear them in half, one in the morning, one in the evening. It's pretty simple, right? And people go, oh, yeah, well, that looks pretty interesting, all those vitamins in one thing. Yeah, that's good. But what they don't understand is just exactly what's really in all this. Now, I didn't get time to scan this and put it up on the thing, but when you look at all the ingredients that's in those vitamins and minerals, right, and you go through that list, it's absolutely incredible how much nutrition they've put in there and what's actually in it. It is the most complete packet I've ever seen. And Darren, you and I have seen people who've been literally almost bedridden start taking these. There was a bloke over at Shepparton, he started taking them and he couldn't work on the family farm. He could go out and do a couple of hours for a day in one day, and then 3 or 4 days later he'd go out and do another couple of hours, and the rest of the time be in bed. We put him on those, and within a week he was working like an ordinary bloke out there every day working on the block. It was amazing, right? So we know our products are the Rolls Royce. We know there is nothing else out there that will come close to the quality of what we've got. And still, we struggle to market it. Now, sometimes we wonder whether you've got enough credibility with your peer group. Well, let me share the screen again. And I'll just bring up this. Now, you may, hang on a second. I'm going to try and do this sound thing. I want to try and get this right. So bear with me just for a second, folks, while I just get this. Now, hang on a second. And hopefully we'll get this sound right. No, hang on. Wait.
Network marketing community. There's about 100 million people around the world that are engaged in this. It does approximately $200 billion a year in revenue. It's growing, it's expanding, and these home-based entrepreneurs are looking for a better life for their families. Do you think it's a good idea for a person to get involved in network marketing?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were involved in network marketing once with a cosmetics company in the UK, and we would have a dinner every year with all these young entrepreneurs from all over the country, and they were sometimes they were a mum with children who wanted to make some money on the side, and sometimes they were relying on it completely for their living. And it was tremendous seeing the enthusiasm, how much it transformed their lives, and what a difference it made to them. So I'm a tremendous believer in network marketing, and I'm a great believer in entrepreneurs. I think all the future jobs in the next 20 or 30 years will be created by network marketing entrepreneurs and other entrepreneurs around the world, starting off from scratch or starting off very small and making a real difference in the world.
And making a real difference in the world. Now, in case you weren't sure who that was, if you've lived under a rock for the last 20 years, that was Richard Branson. And, when you think about it, if Richard Branson thinks this was network marketing is a good idea, then it's probably worth really becoming a good student of the industry. Right? Now, when I say becoming a good student, every one of us on this call have a skill set unique to yourself, and you've had a job for whatever period of time, and you've learnt to be good at that job, good at that skill set. And now here we are in a network, and we've got to learn a different skill set. We've got to learn a different skill set, guys. And the different skill set is make a list. write down a list. Oh, yeah, no, look, I know everybody I want to talk to. Write a list. Write them down. Oh, no, I don't need to. I got them in my phone. Okay. What is it you're not understanding about learning the first fundamental step of building a network? Write down your list. Because if you can't do step 1, you'll never get to step 2. Step 2, contact the people by using some form of a curiosity approach. Now, a curiosity approach, I've seen Mike do a great curiosity approach using the product. And you go, well, how the heck do you do that? Well, Mike had some people over to his place. They came over, they were having a few drinks one night, and somebody went to the fridge to get something cold out of the fridge. And they looked at Mike and said, mate, you've got no food in your fridge. What the hell do you live on? Right? Now, would you say they were curious at that point in time? Like, Mike's fridge is empty. Just got a couple of jugs of cold water in there for the shakes, right? A few ice blocks. So they were curious. And Mike said, open the cupboard to the left. And they opened the cupboard to the left, and there's all the shakes and bars all up in his cupboard. And they said, what's this? Mike said, that's my food. He said, that's what I live on, and that's what I make money from. They said, well, we're going to have to find out about that. Right? Curiosity approach. You know, I've got a way of doing it that I like. It doesn't suit everybody. And if I'm talking to somebody and we're just chatting with them and all that sort of stuff, and then I'll just say to them, look, I get a bit of a puzzled look on my face. And I'll say, look, this is just a shot in the dark, but are you looking to make a few extra dollars? So try and bring the conversation around to how much they love their job or how well paid they must be. And they'll tell you, I hate my damn job. It sucks. And the amount of money they're paying me here is damn near criminal, but I've got to stay here because I've got nothing else. And then I go, well, hang on. Look, this is just a shot in the dark. But are you open to making a few extra dollars? Oh, well, sure. It depends on what it is. All right? So, yeah, no, I understand that. But is it worth sitting down having a coffee with me for probably an extra $500 or $600 a week? Oh, hell yeah. And so I book a meeting. Right? Now, so step 1, make a list. Step 2, contact using some form of curiosity approach. It could be a health curiosity approach. Oh, my back. Oh, I've got this or that or whatever. Well, do you want to change that? Well, what do you mean? Well, if it were possible to change that, whatever that is, would you be interested in it? If it was possible for you to lose weight, would you be interested? Hell yeah. If it was possible to get rid of that, help with that skin flare up all the time, would you be interested? Yeah. Curiosity approach. Right? Simple. Show the plan. Show the plan any way you like. Use the share sheet. Use the plan sheet. Use 1 video, 2 videos, or 3 videos. Show it whichever way you feel comfortable that works for you. Right? And then you got to understand what you're doing is it's just practice. It's practice. It's practice. You got to practice. When you first got going in your job, whatever it is you're doing right now or have been doing in the past, you weren't real good at it. Somebody spent time teaching you, backing you up, working beside you, showing you how to do it, and you practiced. Every day you went to work, you practiced and you practiced and you practiced. I can tell you, this is worth practicing. I'll dig out another little video here. So bear with me just for a second. I'll dig out this other little video. And I'll get this up here. Hang on a second.
Hi, I'm Simone Webster.
All right, hang on. We'll do this. And we'll get that down there. Love this technology. I'm going to get some new speakers this week. They weren't. I went down today, but they weren't in. But they'll be in soon. All right. Now let me share the screen again, and let me go here. Now.
Hi, I'm Simone Webster, and this is my husband, Michael. We are proud founders of Team Same Page. But today what we want to do is share with you why we decided to get started with Isagenix. First of all, their reputation is stellar. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They're number 36 amongst all direct selling companies. They have a corporate staff that is absolutely phenomenal. Their compensation plan just pays out very well. They have 87 millionaires. And also their products are just absolutely phenomenal. Some of you guys may have even heard about how great their products are. But what Isagenix is a solution-based company, okay? They focus on 4 different areas. 1, performance and energy. 2, healthy or youthful aging. 3, weight release and maintenance. And we say weight release because if you lose the weight, you can always find it. And 4, wealth creation. And I'm sure everybody wants a little bit of all of that.
I totally agree. Isagenix is a very rock-solid company, as Simone just shared with you some of the facts. But the profession of network marketing has given Simone and I a lifestyle that we once used to dream about. We've been able to now travel all over the world, buy automobiles like the ones that we're sitting on, but most importantly, help other people live out their wildest dreams. So we're very excited about the potential that Isagenix has put out there for us. Isagenix is the best kept secret in the industry of network marketing right now. It's under the radar. It's a solid 10-year-old company that is just now starting to find its place in the industry or the professional network marketing. And we're so glad we found Isagenix.
Well, Isagenix really understands what we are dealing with in this world, in this country. There are a lot of people who are in need of health. There are a lot of people who need to be more proactive and taking better care of themselves. And then, of course, we're definitely hurting financially in society. So it's really well positioned within wellness and with this economic issue that we've got going on here in this country. So I just want you guys to understand what you're looking at. They have crossed every T and dotted every I. This is a leader's dream because a lot of leaders actually have come to this company. And the reason they're excited is because not only will they make money, but their teams will make money. And that's what's most important. We've been in the profession for 28 some odd years and never, ever, ever have we experienced anything like Isagenix. So Mike, you want to go ahead and give them the information?
Sure. What you need to do is go to our website,
All right. Now, they've been in the industry 28 years. And never have they ever seen anything like this. And they said there that they had 28 millionaires. Well, now there's nearly 290 millionaires through Isagenix. So if ever there was a time to learn how to get something right, this is the time to learn how to get it right. It's no good blazing away out there doing what you've always done, trying to get a different result. Won't happen, right? This is a system where if we learn, make a list, contact, show the plan, and then follow up within 48 hours of showing them the plan, and then teach, right? Each of you guys in this call can be leaders running a huge business of your own, right? You can do that. You literally can. You just got to see it for yourself, right? See, right now, you're all on this call, all 8 of you on this call. Each person on this call can be running their own call with their own team anytime you want to step up, anytime you want to do it, because it's your business, right? And so, you know, with what we've got going here is with this FSI system, we've got look, I'll tell you this, with Paul and Suzanne over last week, we went down to the open meeting. Now, John, you were with me down there at the open, all right? And John, feel free to chime in anytime you like. You're happy to unmute yourself. But I can tell you, I am very, very glad that we have the plan, the way we show the plan, rather than doing what Paul and Suzanne showed. John, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do, Tim. I think we've definitely got a duplicatable system in place, a lot better than probably just selling boxes.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And the simplicity of showing the plan using like the 10-minute video, the 8-minute video, and then the recognition video or whatever you want to use really does get the message across that this is a business, you can make money, and we got great products, right? And all we've got to do is understand that nothing happens until we get bums on seats in front of plans. It's just numbers. Some are going to say no, and that's fine. We understand that. Some are going to say yes. Some are going to tell us they're going to build it and don't. And that's okay, because we understand that too. Right? But I tell you, it's the opportunity here, you've never seen anything like it. And so I just want to go back here now to something Mike sent over to me. And it was, Mike got this off Linda, didn't you, Mike? All righty, here we go. Let me get into here. Where'd you get this, Mike? Okay, all righty. Sometimes when people start on the products, they might say, "Oh, it gave me the runs," or "Oh man, I got this smashing headache. I don't know. Oh, this isn't right." I'll put these up on the TNC Isogenics thing under files, and you'll be able to print these off yourself, okay? But symptoms to expect when you improve your diet. Now, I won't read this all word for word, but perhaps the greatest misunderstanding in the field of nutrition is the failure to understand and interpret the symptoms and changes which follows the beginning of better nutritional program. Now, if we get down here, the symptoms experienced during retracing are a part of the process. They are not deficiencies, right? Do not treat them with stimulants or drugs. These symptoms are constructive, and even though unpleasant at the moment, don't try and cure the cure. The symptoms will vary according to the materials being discharged, the condition of the organs involved in the elimination, and the amount of available energy. They can include headaches, fevers, chills, colds, skin eruptions, constipation, diarrhea, frequent urination, fatigue, sluggishness, nervousness, irritability, and depression. Now, I've never had anybody go into depression, but what they're saying here is this: your body, everybody's body will respond differently. And when that happens, the product is not the problem. The problem is the absolute bloody mess that you've allowed your body to get into over many years. That's the problem. The product is realigning your whole system to come back into balance. But to do that, yeah, you might get a smacking headache. Yes, you could get some diarrhea, whatever. But the product is not the problem. All right. Now, again, it's a testimony to the quality of the product, because your body is only going into this situation because all of a sudden it's now getting the cleanest, densest nutrition available on the planet, and you have never, ever, ever, ever pumped that into your body before, right? And so it's, you know, it is just amazing once you get through that toxin discharge, if you like, how good you're going to feel. So sometimes when you're sponsoring people and they go on a 30-day program and they'll ring you up, they go, oh, I got this headache, blah, blah, blah. You'll have the answers. I'll put this up on our TNC Isogenic site, and there's another one there as well saying exactly the same thing. And so what I want to do tonight is I just wanted to cover a number of different aspects of what this business does, right? Now, I will go back here again, and I'm going to drag up another, just another little document that it's the simplest document I've ever seen to share how the plan works. And so if I share the screen, go in here, grab this, right, the share sheet. That's you. You get involved. You place your order for 100 BV in a month. Now, some people, they need to split that up and do 50 BV one fortnight, 50 BV another fortnight, however you want to manage it. Then you sponsor one on the left, one on the right. And the key thing to do right there and then, as soon as you got these guys sponsored, is two things. Help them sponsor their people. So if you're having a meeting at your place, you invite your new personal back and suggest that they bring a couple of people with them. Same with person two. Invite them back to your meeting and suggest they bring a couple of people with them. It's called working in depth. Depth, right? Now, you put you plus these two plus these four, right? You put that together in 60 days, you're going to make $500. You sponsor 6 personals and help each of those sponsor 2, and they all do 100 BV per month. If you do that in 60 days, sorry, 120 days, it used to be 60. If you do that in 120 days, you're going to get $1,650, not counting any team cycle bonuses that would come out of there. Now, let me just see if I can do this. So if you've got 600 points on this side and 300 points on that side, in on top of any of these bonuses, you're going to get paid a $60 bonus. And for each multiple of 300 and 600 each week, you get another $60. So $60 is called one cycle. So when you've got 300 on this side, 600 points on this side, whoops, missed that bit, 600 points on that side, that's called a cycle. You get paid $60. When you've got 3,000 points on one side and 6,000 points on the other side, you get paid $600 a week. This is the simplest business I've ever seen. Oh, that's not going to work. Got to get rid of my text thing. Okay. All right. Cancel that off. All right. Then we come down here. Hang on. I'll just get rid of my. Oops. Where is it? Clear all drawing. Okay. Now, there's a basic contact that you can use to talk to any of the people that you want to introduce. It's right there. You know, hey, Fred, I'm pretty excited. I just found a way I could get fitter and healthier and make a few dollars on the run through. Or however you want to term that. And then in here, I just throw in, look, this is just a shot in the dark. I'm looking for a few other ambitious people who want to make a few dollars and get healthy. You wouldn't know anybody like that, would you? That's non-threatening to anybody. And what you're trying to do is find 5 motivated people, 5, and teach those 5 to find 5 more. Now you've got 25 people out there building the business, duplicating, who then find 5 more each. So that's 25 times 5 is 125. Right? Guys, this is the simplest thing you've ever seen in your entire life. Those 125, we're only teaching them, they're looking for 5. They find their 5, there's 625 people now building your business. Time duplication. Look, I'll tell you this. Today, I went out and I have to admit, and I'm sorry to have to admit this with Adam Chesney on the line there. I noticed Adam's on, and but the Commodore had a slight challenge. The dash lights failed, and with the dash lights failing, the tail lights failed. So I had to put a new instrument cluster in the Commodore. And I thought, oh, this is terrible. I was so used to looking at an instrument cluster that's got 600 plus thousand kilometers on it. Now the instrument cluster's only got 145,000. It's only brand new. But anyway, I went to the wrecker. I know the bloke, good guy, having a chat to him. And he's in his 60s. And he's just not enjoying what he's doing. He's just not enjoying it. And I went from there over to my friend Ken's, the mechanic, and was talking to Ken. Ken's not enjoying what he's doing either. He's having a lousy day. And so then I went up to see the spray painter. Hey, Mike, I'm catching up with Chris on Sunday. So that's good. And Chris is hating what he's doing at the moment. There's all sorts of drama going on. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm having a blast. And everybody I'm talking to is in misery street. You know, it's just a choice. It's what we do becomes a choice. We can either learn to do this right so as we build a life of choices, or we can ignore what's being taught and try and do it our way and end up what you've always ended up with. And if you're not happy with what you've ended up with, then I would suggest this is a good thing to learn. You plus 2, them plus 2. Teach them to go plus 2, you plus 2, them plus 2, over and over and over again, and you work in depth. You help work down under depth. And, you know, I'm working with a guy down under Darren. I don't know how far down. He'd be 100 odd people deep, wouldn't he, Darren? Yep, at least, right? So I'm working 100 people deep, probably 120, 130 people deep down in Darren's business, working with this other guy, and that all flows back up. And out of that, like I was talking to a guy in North Queensland that he just sponsored, and he said, well, if these products are as good as you say they are, he said, I'm not against making $1. You know, so here we go up into Mareeba in North Queensland. But you work depth, you work down underneath, down underneath, down underneath, down underneath. And, you know, so I come down and I work with, you know, with Michael, right? Do some meetings at your place, right? Come over to John's place, do some meetings at John's place. I've done meetings at Mike's place. I'm off up to Queensland to do meetings at Lisa's place, right? We're doing meetings at Dean and Kay's place, right? I've done meetings at Adam's place. We just keep doing meetings in depth, down in depth, down in depth, work the depth, work the depth. And then here's the videos. Opportunity for you, share the story now, the $100,000 Club. 3 great videos to show anybody. If people want to see both the products and the money, there's the freedomseekers.pro. teamfsi.net, that's got everything on there you need to know how to build a business if you want to study it. Don't just have a quick glance at that. If you're only going to have a quick glance at it, don't even open it up. Right? Study that. That's like a university degree in there, and you will, if you will do what it says in teamfsi.net, you must make money. That's all there is to it. And the feelbetter.pro is all about the products. So on this one sheet of paper, you have got the ability to share this concept, teach, learn how to contact, and direct your new people to where they can find all the tools that they're going to need to build this business. Guys, this could not get any simpler. If you're waiting for it to get simpler or better, or recreate the wheel, well, without being rude, you're a nutcase. Right? This is as good as it gets. I've never seen anything so simple in my entire life. You can walk around with your phone, with the videos on the phone, or a little tablet with the videos on the tablet, and that sheet of paper, and you can build an empire. Why? Because Isagenix take care of all the products, the amazing quality of those products. They do exactly what they say they'll do and more. They pay more money than you'll ever poke a stick at if you get good at this, but you've got to practice over and over and over in quick succession. You know, my young son used to play basketball, and when I say he was good, he was very good. And anyway, that's another story. But he wouldn't go out after school and just try and shoot 1 or 2 goals and say, oh, well, I've practiced for the night. He would be out there until we called him for dinner. He'd finish dinner, and then he'd be out there until it was bedtime. And then it was a struggle to get him in for bedtime. And in the summertime, it was even worse. He'd be out there all evening, bang, 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 boom, bang, 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 boom. And he was from, you know, not just standing in one place, he was just throwing baskets from everywhere that would basically be on the court. And one night at about I think it was about 10:30, 11 o'clock one summer's night, the neighbour across the road yelled out, for God's sake, shut up. And TJ thought, oh, I better give up practice. But he had been practicing since 4 o'clock that afternoon. And he did it over and over and over and over again. And when I tell you that he was a good basketballer, it was only the politics within South Australian basketball that kept him out of the national squad. He happened to play for the wrong team. But anyway, he was that good. And he was most valuable player 5 years in a row. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So practice, 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 you know, until you're prepared to go and just practice. And in the practicing, you will sponsor people. And then it'll get to the point where it'll just be automatic. You'll go and sponsor anybody you like. It'll just be automatic. It'll happen. And you'll go, when did that turn? And you won't even pick it because you practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced. Because, quite frankly, if you honestly think that there is any arm of the government that's worried about your welfare, your well-being, your financial security, guess again. They don't exist. You're the only one in charge of your well-being and your financial security. So guess what? You better learn how to do something about that real quick. Practice. Practice. And don't shy away from these products. Man, I'll tell you what, I've got a story coming through that's a process in the making at the moment. And when I tell you about how good these products are and what else is going on, you've got to take them. You've just got to take the products. You really, really do. Eat it like food because it is. But it's the best food on the planet. It is the best food on the planet. Now, we've got Trevor and Linda coming over this Saturday. And if there is anybody that you've even mentioned Isagenix to, bring them along. Linda will be doing the 3-video plan first thing, 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you want Linda to show the plan to your new prospects, bring them along. Trevor will be going through all the intricacies of the bonus structure. And that'll be very good. Excellent, in fact. Then we'll have some recognition and stuff like that. Then Linda will be going through how the back office works in your Isagenix back office and how to get the most out of that. And then there'll be some other little bits and pieces on the bug-free mind and possibly just a couple of little sessions of tapping, doing the EFT just very quietly. We'll see how we're going for time. All righty. So, guys, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm going to unmute everybody. Where am I? Unmute. There we go. Everybody's unmuted. So, anybody got any questions, please?
No, that was good, Tim. It's pretty simple.
All good?
Yeah. It's just fine-tuning, like you say, how it's getting easier for me now, I know, because I'm out practicing all the time now, but it is getting easier. You just got to use that curiosity.
Yeah.
And it's coming together anyway, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you've also made me want to feel like another shake.
It's good. It's all good.
Great stuff. Yeah.
All right. Now, Dean and Kay, you're all right for tomorrow night?
Yes, we're
Jolly
right.
good.
Good.
Michael and Leanne will be down tomorrow.
Oh, good. Good. Good to see you guys down there again.
Yep.
Good.
So we'll be.
Good. Wonderful. All righty. So, Lisa, we're all set for the, what is it, the 22nd to the 25th? Yep. All good.
Rock and roll.
Yep. And hopefully in between time, I've got time to get to Kalgoorlie. Just a quick run across the Nullarbor.
Helicopter.
Yeah, just about, right? It's all good fun. Looking forward to it, actually. And Mike's coming down. He's bringing his big rig down to Adelaide on Friday, Saturday. So on Saturday night, we're going to be having a barbecue tea at Mike's new mobile home.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Mike, are we allowed to bring, do we bring chops, steaks or sausages? What do we bring, mate?
Whatever you like, mate. Like I've only got the Weber Q, but they've got a big camp kitchen there, not far from where I'll be parked. So bring whatever you want.
Beauty, mate.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yep. Excellent stuff.
Trev and Linda staying at the same park?
I did tell him about it, and I mentioned it again the other day, and he did say, "Oh, well, that sounds like a good idea." So I'll ring him tomorrow and confirm what he's doing.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Good.
Good. All righty. Well, if nobody's got any questions.
No, we're good my way.
All good? Beautiful.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Excellent, Adam. Excellent. And we'll call it a night because it's 8:59, 1 minute to go. So I'll stop recording